Hello, everybody. Welcome back to WWTF. We want the fastest game show. MikeC.
That's Fred Wax.
Today, we're here to talk to you about something that's coming from our buddies right here.
Yeah.
What is that thing called, Fred?
They just announced, well, not just announced, but they have revealed the Nintendo Next, which is now called the Nintendow Switch. Now, we're not going to rate it because we don't physically have one. We're just talking about our thoughts about this game, and that's about it. Mm-hmm. But, Mike, you want to start off with
I'll start off. Okay, Nintendo, coming out with the Switch. I saw the commercial, and I seen exactly what it is. Well, we really don't know everything that it is, because what they showed us on the commercial is basically simulated, okay? Mm-hmm. So these are not actual pictures of the game in engine, okay? These are just, pieces of graphics up on the actual console or whatever. So that they wasn't really showing the actual game. They did show you some of the Mario. Mm-hmm. Of course, Mario was coming up. It looked well, but I'm not feeling all this excitement about it because, it seems like we've been here before with what's this, the Wii U?
Yeah, the Wii U.
Okay, the big paperweight that's basically out in limbo. So they basically scrapped the Wii U, and they started with this, still keeping the same type of design as far as with the Wii U with the screen. But they're making the Switch, which is making it, you can take off the controllers. Mm-hmm. And then you can put the device back up on the, power charging unit, mm-hmm. so it could transfer to your TV. So supposedly, the whole thing was up there saying that it's going to be more enhanced as far as when it's at home. But when it's away, you still get that same type of gameplay, but probably not as powerful.
Right.
So I'm really not all that excited because I've been here before. I've been a Nintendo fanboy from the beginning. The original controller right here, man. I've been with Nintendo, but they kind of burned me this last system. I'm kind of a little torn. I had to see more. I want to see this game in the engine before I can make my final thing that says, yeah, I'm getting this, or yeah, this is a must-have. How long is this battery life going to be while it's away? 3 hours, 2 hours? Fred, what you say?
Now, there's no doubt that I am going to get this system because I'm just the person that likes to get the next thing that comes out as far as video game systems. And I've been a fan of Nintendo ever since the launch of the NES. Now, back in the day, Nintendo was the king of home consoles.
Yeah.
And before that, they went through a period and they created Mario and all that other stuff. And it became the dominant name back then, what it was. Nintendo was on top.
Yes.
Everybody else was trying to chase Nintendo. Okay, so they ruled the 80s.
Yeah.
They ruled part of the 90s up until the launch of the GameCube. That's when they started to fall off. Now, as you said, Nintendo, with this next system, they have burned us on the Wii and the Wii U. Although I have to give them credit for bringing out the motion controllers because they are the best in the business.
Yes.
And I do have to give them that on that perspective because the motion from the PlayStation and the Oculus Vive and the Rift and all that other stuff, it wouldn't be that without the Nintendo Wii nunchucks and all that other stuff. But to be burned by 2 consoles in a row, because remember, when the Wii came out, the Wii U followed that long. It wasn't that long of a period between the launch of these 2 titles. Because when they brought out the Wii U, they said, this is our next generation system. Then they brought out the Wii and they said that. Then they brought out the Wii U. Then they said, okay, the Wii wasn't our next generation system, but this one is. So I think a lot of people may get it, but a lot of people may not get it first day launch. Because Nintendo has burnt us. Even the people that love Nintendo, that the hardcore Nintendo fans, the fanboys, you have to admit that you have been burnt by this console because third-party developers are not working with the Wii or the Wii U. They haven't been, and their biggest claim to fame now is the handhelds. And as you and I, as the ages that we are now, we don't really walk around with DSs and 3DSs.
No, we don't. I don't personally own one, so
I own a couple of. I own the XL and the 3DS, and it's dust on it like crazy because I don't hardly play it. And like I said, there's no doubt that I'm going to get it. But am I going to be day one? It has to show me a little bit more, Mike.
Yeah.
Because we already know Mario.
Yeah, Mario.
You know, I'm sick of Mario. I'm just sick of Mario.
Mario, Zelda, and they already said as far as this other new Zelda that was supposed to come out.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to have been out like in July, I think it was. So they pushed it back so they can line up with the other systems. So you're going to have 2 versions of Zelda coming out. That's going to be for the current system now, Wii U, which is probably going to be the last couple games for the Wii U. And then it's going to be for this NX system. Is there going to be any graphical type of difference?
Yeah.
From what I see, it doesn't really look like much as far as with the simulated presentation that they gave us. It still looks like it's the same game running. It's going to be up to par as far as, because the thing about Nintendo, that's what always had me taken back about Nintendo. The graphics is always one step behind everything else. You know what I'm saying? It's like when PlayStation 4 came out, okay, they're coming out with PlayStation 3 type of graphics. You know, it's always been one step behind when they was the true innovators of all this stuff. And I know they're trying to make stuff affordable to other gamers, but the quality and far as just giving us a powerful enough device to get the gameplay. Gameplay is not all about graphics. Just as long as the game is fun, it's reliable. I just don't want to be buying more and more pieces. And, you know, with this Switch thing taking off the controllers and stuff like that, that stuff could get damaged. How hefty is this thing? Is this going to be strong enough to deal with the test of time? Because you're taking this stuff out. You're made to take this console basically out. And you can't have a console unless you bring it home, too. So you gotta keep track of this big old thing. So it's a lot. It's a lot. I just, like you said, Fred, I want to see more.
And it's a lot of liability because it looks basically like an iPad. And half of you that's even watching this video, if you're watching it on your phone, your screen is cracked. And there are plenty of people that have iPad screens that are cracked. And if something happens to that, that's going to be a dramatic repair cost on that. And that's one of my things that I'm afraid of, too. And another thing with it is that, again, there's no optical drive. So if Nintendo wants this to be the center focus of your entertainment, there are still people that hasn't jumped on the digital bandwagon yet. People still go out and buy now 4K Blu-rays. And this does not have a 4K Blu-ray. Upscaling is not the same thing as we saw with as we can see with the PlayStation Pro. It's just better to have that drive and cartridges. Now I just had realized a couple of days ago. I was like wondering, how are you going to do HD on cartridges? Well, that's simple. With your computers, some people have solid state drives. It's like a thumb drive, right? And you download games from Steam and you play them in 4K, but it's not on the optical drive. So I can see how they can put stuff on a cartridge and have it 4K resolution, 1080p. Now they can compete as far as putting their games on cartridges with the Xbox S and with the PlayStation 4 Pro and the next generation system that's coming out, because it's on basically a hard drive system. Okay, so they can compete with that. But as far as graphics and what else can it do, I'm not feeling it. The controllers are it's just too tiny.
That's what
looks like kid controllers. You know, it reminds me of the old handhelds that Nintendo used to come out with, the little flip thing, and how small the buttons were on that. It reminds me sort of like that. And the commercial, and the reason why we can't show you footage of this stuff is because Nintendo will flag YouTubers' content if they put images or anything with that. But I don't get, you know, if you saw the commercial for this thing, the trailer for it, I'm not going to get somebody that's being invited to a barbecue and they're playing their tablet thing or whatever you want to call it, the Switch, and then go out to the party and bring your little iPad, Switch, Nintendo thing. And you're riding in a car and you're playing with your buddy with basketball and you're playing with these little tiny controllers and you're looking on this small screen. Hardcore... I don't think they want to deal with hardcore gamers at this point when they bring this system.
When they bring like that. But the thing, what they basically didn't show, they didn't show like kids in this video, which is kind of like a play on it. It's like it looks like the device is made for like kid hands, but they didn't show no kids up in the video. They showed all adults, you know, millennials. What's going on?
So, I mean, it's anytime Donald Trump will have a hard time playing this game and with his hands, and he will have difficulty, man. I'm just average size person with average size hands, man. I don't know. I don't know if this thing is going to succeed. I think it may just come out to be another paperweight, especially if they don't get third-party titles or developers in on this thing.
Well, you know, as far as what they showed us, a lot of people are on the bandwagon now. But that was just like when the Wii first came out. Remember you saw those names about all the stuff? That can change in the drop of a hat, you know what I'm saying? They can say they're committed now, but if the device is not capable of doing everything.
They did show one game that was supposed to be on it, but then later the publisher said that we haven't confirmed that story.
What's that, Skyrim?
Skyrim, yeah.
Yeah, because they were supposedly showing Skyrim up in that thing.
So,
was there actual in-game play?
Nah.
You know, we've been burned a lot, Watch Dogs.
How many times are we going to want to play Mario, a port of a Mario game?
I love Mario, but hey.
But I already got a Wii U and I got a Wii, so I can play.
I'm sorry, Switch. So we'll see if we'll switch. I don't know, Fred.
I don't know, man. But you know, I'm just say I am going to get it, but first date, I don't know.
Oh man, I love Nintendo too. Don't get me wrong, I do love Nintendo. I don't hate on Nintendo, but you know, the proof is in the pudding, as they say. All right, like always, you guys can hit us up at thagamersshow@gmail.com. That's Gamershow with A. Don't forget to leave any comments about this video as well. Don't forget to head over to vTime. Also, don't forget to head over to the store where you can find low price products for a low price. I said it twice. All right, Fred, what you got?
And please remember to like, subscribe, and follow all our social media networks. Join our Steamers community and our website community where you can get some free stuff. And we'll see you next time on WWTF.
You want the facts?
The Gaming Show.
See you guys next time. Keep on watching. Thanks for tuning in.